Ever wished you could, like, control things with just your mind?
Like straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that
Damn, you have
future is
no way.
closer than you might think,
I know.
thanks to brain-computer interface.
BCIs.
Exactly.
BCIs are like a direct connection between
Yeah.
your brain and
Between your brain and a device,
a device.
allowing you to control things with your thoughts. It's wild.
So I've seen those videos of people like moving robotic arms with their minds.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
It is amazing.
But is that all it
Oh,
is?
no, no, no. It goes way beyond that. We're talking about restoring communication for people who've lost the ability to speak,
Wow.
helping paralyzed individuals regain movement. We're seeing incredible breakthroughs with BCIs allowing people to control prosthetic limbs with like remarkable precision.
That's incredible. I remember reading about a case where researchers were able to restore some vision to a blind person using a BCI,
Yeah,
like something out of a movie.
it is. It is.
But how do these BCIs actually work? Is it all about brain surgery and implants?
Well, there are different types of BCIs, each with its own level of invasiveness. Invasive BCIs involve surgically implanted electrodes that interact directly with brain signals. These provide the clearest signals, but of course come with the risks associated with surgery.
Okay.
Then there are non-invasive BCIs,
Yep.
which rely on external sensors,
Uh-huh.
like an EEG cap, to
Okay.
pick up brain activity.
So it's like wearing a high-tech headband.
Exactly.
That sounds much less intimidating.
It is much less intimidating.
But I mean, are they as effective as the implanted ones?
They're less invasive,
Okay.
but the trade-off is that the signals aren't as strong or clear. It's like trying to listen to a conversation through a wall versus being right in the room.
Right.
There's also a middle ground, partially invasive BCIs, which are implanted beneath the skull, but not directly into the brain tissue.
Oh, so there's like a whole spectrum of options.
Yeah.
From completely external sensors, all the way to those implanted directly in the brain,
Yeah,
each with its own, like, pros and cons.
exactly. And the choice of which type of BCI to use depends on the application and the individual's needs. But what's really exciting is that BCIs are no longer just confined to the medical field.
Oh, wow.
We're seeing them explored for a wide range of applications that could fundamentally change the way we interact with the world.
That's what I find so fascinating about this technology, right? It's not just about treating medical conditions. It's about, like, expanding human capabilities. Like,
Yeah.
you've got those smart glasses that can monitor your focus levels, or even using BCIs to create art and music just with your thoughts.
Those are great examples. Imagine composing a symphony or painting a masterpiece simply by imagining it.
Whoa.
The creative possibilities are
I
endless.
can only imagine.
And think about the potential impact on education. What if we could learn new languages or skills much faster by directly interfacing with our brains?
It's like downloading knowledge directly into your brain, like in the Matrix.
Huh. It might sound like science fiction, but the reality is that researchers are actively exploring these possibilities.
Wow. So I've also heard about BCI applications in gaming.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine a world where you can control your game character with your mind, completely immersed in the virtual experience.
The gaming industry is definitely at the forefront of exploring these applications. They're developing games that respond to your thoughts and emotions. That's so cool. Creating a level of immersion we've never seen before.
I know. But but it's not all fun and games, right? There's a more serious side to this technology, particularly when we start talking about potential military application.
Absolutely. BCIs are being explored for use in warfare,
Yeah,
with possibilities ranging from controlling drones with thoughts to enhancing soldiers' abilities and training simulations. It's a whole other level of human-machine integration with complex ethical considerations.
that's where things start to feel a bit unsettling. It's exciting to think about all the positive applications, but we also have to be aware of the potential risks and misuse of this technology, especially when you consider concepts like mind-to-mind communication or even uploading our consciousness into computers.
Those are definitely concepts that raise a lot of questions and push the boundaries of what it means to be human. While they might seem like science fiction today, the rapid advancement in BCI technology makes it hard to dismiss these possibilities entirely. We need to have serious discussions about the ethical implications of these advancements and how we can ensure responsible development and use.
Yeah, it's fascinating to think about all the amazing things BCIs could do,
Mm-hmm.
but like any powerful tool, there's a flip side too.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
And one that really worries me is the possibility of BCIs making existing societal inequalities even worse.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, we often see, new technologies first benefit those who have more resources or access.
Exactly.
So how do you think that could play out with BCIs? Well, just imagine a scenario where only the wealthy can afford BCIs that boost cognitive abilities
Okay.
or give them exclusive advantages.
Yeah.
It could create a divide between the enhanced and the unenhanced,
Oh, wow.
and potentially deepen existing social and economic disparities.
That's a really sobering thought. Something we need to be really careful about.
Absolutely.
Access and equity need to be at the forefront as this technology is developed and becomes more available.
Yeah.
If it's going to benefit society as a whole,
Mm.
it can't just be for the privileged few.
I completely agree. And beyond the economic divide,
Yeah.
there are concerns about how BCIs could impact democracy and individual autonomy.
Oh, that's a big one.
Imagine the potential for manipulation if someone could influence your thoughts or decisions through BCI technology.
That is a scary thought. It makes you question free will
Right,
and the potential for thought control.
exactly.
So how do we safeguard against something like that happening?
That's where strong ethical guidelines and regulations come in. We need clear rules and safeguards to make sure BCIs are used responsibly and ethically,
Right.
and that individuals' rights and economy are protected.
So what would some practical steps be to reduce those risks? Are there specific policies or regulations that you think are important?
I think transparency and accountability are key.
Okay.
Companies and researchers developing BCIs should be open about their goals, methods, and the potential risks.
Yeah.
Independent oversight is also crucial to make sure everything's being done ethically.
It sounds like we need checks and balances so no one entity has too much control over this powerful technology.
I think so.
What about the data itself? Our brain data is incredibly personal, so how do we protect it from misuse or exploitation?
You're right, that's another crucial point, data privacy. We need strong laws to protect individuals' neural information.
Yeah,
This data is so sensitive,
absolutely.
and it's crucial to ensure it's not used for things people haven't consented to.
It seems like a lot of responsibility falls on governments and regulatory bodies to get this right. But what about us as individuals? What can we do to promote the responsible development and use of BCIs?
I think individual responsibility is key too. Staying informed about the latest developments and talking about the ethical implications of BCIs is a great place to start.
Okay.
We need to be proactive, not passive,
Right.
in shaping how this technology impacts our lives and society.
So it's about being informed consumers,
Yes.
asking questions, and holding companies and policymakers accountable.
Exactly.
And I imagine that includes supporting companies that are thinking about these ethical issues as they develop BCIs.
Absolutely. We can vote with our wallets and choose products from companies that align with our values.
Yeah,
We can also advocate for policies that protect our neuro rights and promote responsible BCI development.
I like that. It's encouraging to know that we have a role to play.
Yeah.
It's not just about passively accepting whatever happens.
Exactly. The future of BCIs is not set. It's up to us to decide what kind of world we want to create with this powerful tool.
Uh-huh.
It's our collective responsibility, and every voice matters.
I love that. It's definitely a challenge that needs our attention and our best effort. But with careful consideration and working together, I believe we can harness the potential of BCIs while also protecting our values and humanity. So we've focused a lot on the potential risks and ethical concerns.
Yeah.
What are some of the more positive applications of BCIs that we haven't talked about yet?
Well, there are so many exciting things happening, particularly in art, music, and gaming. It's incredible to see how BCIs are enabling people with disabilities to express themselves creatively in ways that were never possible before.
I've heard about musicians who've lost the ability to play an instrument,
Right.
but can now compose music using their thoughts.
It's amazing.
It's like giving them a new voice.
Yeah.
A new way to connect with the world and share their talents.
Exactly. And artists with limited mobility can create amazing visual art using BCIs that translate their brain activity into brushstrokes on a canvas. It's a beautiful example of how technology can empower people and break down barriers.
That's amazing. And what about gaming? It seems like BCIs have the potential to totally change how we play video games.
For sure. The gaming world is really embracing BCIs.
Yeah.
Imagine controlling your game character with your mind.
Whoa.
Reacting instantly to the challenges and surprises in the game. It would take gaming to a whole new level of immersion.
That's pretty mind-blowing. And not just for gaming. Imagine the possibilities for learning and education.
Oh, yeah.
What if you could speed up your learning by connecting directly with educational content through a BCI?
It's a fascinating idea.
Yeah.
We might be able to learn new languages or skills way faster than we do now, bypassing all the traditional methods of reading or listening. Imagine what that could mean for students, professionals, anyone who wants to learn new things.
It's really an exciting time to be following the development of BCIs.
Yeah.
But with all these possibilities, it's important to remember we're still in the early stages.
Yeah.
What are some of the limitations or challenges in developing BCIs?
One of the biggest challenges is signal accuracy and reliability.
Okay.
While BCIs have come a long way, interpreting brain signals is still a very complex task.
Yeah.
The brain is incredibly intricate.
For sure.
And there's a lot of noise and variability in the signals it produces.
So it's not as simple as just thinking a command and having the BCI translate it perfectly.
I wish it were.
Haha.
Researchers are always working to improve the algorithms and techniques for interpreting brain activity, but there's still a long way to go to get the level of accuracy and reliability we need for widespread use.
And what about the hardware itself? Are there limitations in terms of the sensors or implants used?
Absolutely. Developing smaller, less invasive, and more biocompatible sensors is key for the future of BCIs. For implanted devices, we need to make sure they can safely and effectively work with brain tissue
Right.
without causing damage or rejection.
So it's not just about the software and algorithms, it's also about the physical hardware
Yeah,
that connects to the brain.
exactly.
And what about the human side of things?
Right.
Are there challenges with user training and adaptation?
Definitely. Using a BCI well often takes a lot of training and practice.
Hmm.
It's not like using a smartphone where
Right.
everything is intuitive and easy to understand, and the
Yeah.
users need to learn how to control their brain activity
Okay.
in specific ways to control the BCI.
Interesting.
And that can take time and effort.
So there's a learning curve, and it might not be for everyone.
You're right, and user experience is a critical part of BCI development.
Yeah.
If we want BCIs to become mainstream,
Mm-hmm.
they need to be user-friendly and accessible to all sorts of people.
It sounds like there's a lot of work to do,
Yes,
but so much potential there.
totally.
It's a fascinating field with incredible possibilities.
For sure.
But it's important to remember the challenges and limitations as we go forward.
I agree. It's important to have a balanced perspective,
Yeah.
recognizing both the excitement and the challenges. BCIs hold immense promise,
Yeah.
but it won't be a smooth or easy transition to a BCI-driven world.
Well, this has been incredible, really exploring the world of BCIs.
As
We've talked about the benefits, the risks, the technical challenges,
Yep.
even the role of tech giants.
It's a lot.
As we start to wrap up,
Yeah.
I'm curious, what's your personal view on the future of BCIs? Are you optimistic, cautious? What do you think?
I'd say I'm cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
I believe BCIs have the potential to really change our lives,
Yeah.
but we need to be thoughtful and responsible. We need to put ethical considerations first, ensure everyone has access,
Right.
and address the potential risks head on. If we can do that, I think BCIs could lead to a whole new era of human potential.
That's a hopeful and balanced perspective.
Yeah.
It's not about just blindly accepting the technology, but really guiding it in a direction that benefits all of us.
Exactly. It's about harnessing the power of BCIs while also protecting our values and our future.
Yeah.
And that requires ongoing conversations, collaboration,
Yeah.
and a real willingness to grapple with the complex ethical and societal implications of this technology.
Well said. It's been a thought-provoking discussion, and I feel like we've just scratched the surface of this huge and evolving area.
We really have.
But before we get to our final thoughts,
Okay.
I'm curious to hear what everyday life might look like in a future where BCIs are everywhere. I'm curious to hear what everyday life might look like in a future where BCIs are everywhere.
It's wild to think about. Right now we're stuck with our devices, keyboards, mice, touch screens.
Yeah.
But with BCIs, we could interact with tech so much more directly, intuitively, almost seamlessly.
So instead of typing an email, you just think it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine composing messages, browsing the web, controlling your smart home, all just with your mind.
Well,
And for people with disabilities, BCIs could be life-changing,
yeah.
giving them independence and access like never before.
It's like breaking down all the physical barriers between us and the digital world.
Yeah.
What about education? Could we learn languages or pick up new skills just by thinking about them?
It's definitely possible. Imagine taking in information or learning skills way faster,
Wow.
bypassing the limits of traditional learning.
That's amazing.
The implications for education, for professional development, even just personal growth are huge.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
Right.
But I can also see some downsides.
Oh, yeah.
What about privacy? Could someone hack into our BCIs and steal our thoughts or make us do things?
Yeah. Security and privacy are big concerns.
Mm-hmm.
As BCIs become more common, protecting our thoughts and data is going to be super important.
Right.
We'll need strong security measures to prevent unauthorized access or people with bad intentions.
It's like any new tech, right?
Yeah,
There are good things and bad things to think about.
exactly.
But what about how we interact with each other? Could BCIs change the way we communicate?
That's a great question. Imagine being able to communicate telepathically,
Whoa.
sharing your thoughts and feelings directly with someone else.
Wow.
It could totally revolutionize human connection,
Yeah?
but it also makes you think about consent,
Huh.
authenticity, and the lines between our inner and outer world.
It's like something out of a sci-fi novel. But these are real possibilities.
Yeah.
Things that could completely change what it means to be human.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
That's what makes this such an exciting and thought-provoking field.
Uh-huh.
BCIs have the power to not just change the way we live,
Right.
but to redefine what it means to be human.
Wow. It's a journey into the unknown. Full of incredible potential, but also some potential dangers.
Yeah.
Knowing all that you do about BCIs, are you optimistic or pessimistic about the future?
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
I think maybe with a little bit of awe.
Uh-huh.
I believe we can solve problems
Yeah.
and use technology for good.
Right.
But we have to be careful about ethically aware and committed to using BCIs in a way that makes life better, not worse.
That's a great perspective.
Thanks.
It's not about just accepting the tech, but about guiding it in a direction that benefits everyone.
Absolutely. It's about using the power of BCIs while also protecting our values and our future.
Well said. This has been an amazing conversation.
Yeah, it has.
We've talked about the potential, the risks, the challenges of BCIs.
That's a lot to think about.
It really is. I feel like we've only scratched the surface of this huge and changing field.
Me too.
But as we wrap up,
Yeah.
I'm left with a sense of wonder and a lot of curiosity about what the future holds.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It is.
The future isn't set.
Well,
We have the power to shape it, to make sure BCIs develop in a way that helps all of humanity.
it's a call to action for all of us to be part of these important conversations,
Yeah.
to ask tough questions,
Yeah.
and to really think about what kind of world we want to build with this incredible technology.
If you want to get a taste of this mind-bending future, check out the song Electric Machine by Acid King.
It's a sonic trip into the world of neural connections. This has been a fantastic journey exploring the world of brain-computer interfaces, a world where science fiction is becoming reality. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, keep exploring.